Hey guys, welcome to Unfold Data Science. My name is Aman and I am a data scientist. In this video, I bring to you 7 most frequent asked questions in decision trees. This time I am going to explain you answers in whiteboard with little more detail because that is how you have to explain in the interview and impress the interviewer. Okay? We will go to the whiteboard now. Before that, just one request guys, please press the subscribe button if you have not done yet and also the bell icon so that you receive all the notification. Let's go ahead and try to understand all the questions one by one. Okay? So guys, I'm going to tell you what all questions you can expect. Okay? So very first question that you can expect is how decision tree works. At the moment interviewer asks you this, you have to explain various things here. Number one, you have to tell that it's not a mathematical model. Okay? It's not a mathematical model. What is a mathematical model? A mathematical model is a model where an equation is fit to the data. For example, linear regression, logistic regression. This is not a mathematical model. Okay. Then how decision tree works? This is basically creating data subsets based on various if-else condition and then trying to learn the pattern of the data. Okay. Third thing that you have to explain to answer this is entropy concept and information gain concept. Okay, I'm sure you are aware of these concepts. Fourth, you have to explain in this is GINI or GINI index. Okay, if somebody asks you how decision tree works, I'm telling you what all you should explain. Okay, and then the final thing you have to explain is how decision tree work for regression and classification use cases. Regression and classification use cases, because it can solve both the problems. So how it is different in regression, how it is different in classification. So guys, this is not a mathematical model, you know already. How it works, data subsets, you may be having some idea. These two things, point number 3 and point number 4, entropy, GINI and information gain, I have a very detailed video on Unfold Data Science. You can just go to YouTube and search for Unfold Data Science Entropy or IZ. You will get that video. It's little mathematical concept. You'll be very easily able to understand. Okay. And then for regression, it will be decision tree regressor. For classification, it will be decision tree classifier. Okay. So both these cases, it can work. So this is all the things that interviewer will expect when they ask you how decision tree works. That is how you have to answer it. What is the second question? The second question they will ask you is, when do you use decision tree model? When do you use decision tree model? So decision tree model has certain advantages and disadvantages. We have to talk from that part. Okay. So advantages and disadvantages of decision trees. So what are the advantages and disadvantages, guys? Advantage of decision tree is you no need to do lot of data cleaning. You no need to do lot of outlier treatment. You no need to do lot of missing value treatment. It is not a model that will be hugely impacted by outlier. It will be impacted, but not hugely impacted by the outlier. Okay. Hence, not much of data cleaning here. What are the disadvantages of decision tree? All of us know decision tree has a high variance, right? So this is a disadvantage of decision tree. Now, in what kind of situation you will use decision tree? You will use decision tree when you don't want to do lot of data cleaning. You don't want to do lot of data pre-processing. You don't want to do lot of feature engineering. You don't want to do lot of, mathematical intuition behind the model. Those things you don't want to do. Then you will go for decision tree model. Okay. So you have to answer this question from the angle of advantages and disadvantages point of view. What is the third question? Third question is, how do you control this high variance of decision tree? I spoke about the high variance, right? How do you control this high variance? So high variance can be controlled by something known as pruning of decision tree, right? Pruning can be of two ways. One is called pre-pruning and one is called post-pruning, right? Pruning of decision tree meaning how do you control the level of decision tree, or how do you control how much the tree grows, or how do you cut the tree? For example, I'm drawing the tree here. How do you decide where to cut the tree? So there are multiple things that occur here, multiple ways in which we prune the tree. For example, I can say up to what level I want to go. For example, this is my level 0, this is my level 1, this is my level 2, and this is my level 3. While defining my tree, I can say up to what level I want to go. That is level wise pruning. Second way of pruning is What should be minimum number of records in my leaf node? There it should stop. Third is if it achieves certain accuracy criteria. So there are multiple ways to prune the decision tree, and by pruning we achieve the, this problem, high variance problem. We somehow generalize this, so we overcome this problem. Okay, somehow, not completely, but little bit high variance we can control. Next question what they will ask you is, what is the impact of outlier in a decision tree? Now, impact of outlier, you'd be noting that many people talk there is no impact, but I will say there is certain level of impact, guys, on the outlier. For the outlier, I will say, suppose you are solving a regression problem, okay, and then your target variable has some outliers, and that outlier comes in one of these branch. For example, in this branch, your outlier comes, your target variable outlier I'm talking about. So all the prediction in this branch will get impacted by that outlier, and hence I'm saying outlier impact will be there, but it is not as much as regression models. Outlier impact is still there. Okay, it's not 100% no impact, it is there. Okay, what is the next question they will ask? Code differences between decision tree and regression models. Okay, decision tree and regression models. What are the differences, guys? In regression model, I get to know all my variable, how it is impacting my target. In decision tree, I do not have that direct relation. Okay, like how all variables are impacting my target column. In regression model, I have a mathematical equation. Here, I don't have a mathematical equation. In regression model, I know which variable is doing what. For example, I can remove some variable, I can add some variable, I can see the p-value, I can see the coefficients, I can take multiple calls, right? In decision tree, there is less scope for kind of playing with the variable, okay, doing some bit of feature engineering, right? And then decision tree is a high variance model, and regression models are high bias model. What we want ideally, we want low bias and we want low variance, right? So one of these is high bias, one of these is high variance. So that is what is the challenge. This is another thing where they will try to check your concept. And then the last thing they will try to check you is if you know about the ensemble models that generate from the decision tree. So to answer the question of how to, control high variance, you can also say using ensemble model, we control high variance. There are multiple flavors of ensemble models, bagging, boosting, stacking. All these help to use decision tree in a much better way, which can control model overfitting, which can give me a balance of high bias and high variance. Okay. So what all we discussed here, guys, multiple questions. How decision tree works, what are advantages and disadvantages, how do you prune the tree, how do you control overfitting, what is the difference between regression and decision tree, how do you achieve low bias and low variance, and what is the advantages of using ensemble model. So these are some 7-8 questions where they will check your concept. You have to explain in the same way I have explained, in a confident way, and then that is a good way of explaining it. Okay, so give me a thumbs up, guys, if you like this video. I will come up with more interview questions on different algorithms. And please subscribe to the channel if you have not done yet. I will see you all in the next video. Wherever you are, stay safe and take care.